Night has fallen, and the chieftain looks down over the ridgetop. Down below, the fires are burning. The men are singing in jubilation, the sound of celebrations. They've taken much loot. They've defeated their enemies. They have not left anyone that could track behind them. And so they celebrate. The chieftain looks down, he divides his forces, and his allies head down. They heft their spears. They will come on them in their blankets. There will be few survivors. Now, who do we think this chieftain is? Well, if you're at all familiar with Genesis chapter 14, you would know that that chieftain is Abraham. What happened was that a coalition of forces are going to have come from Elam and from Mesopotamia to enforce their rule over some people living in the region of modern-day Judea. What's going on with that? Well, let's talk about it real quick. We talked last time about the fact that city government was where it was at, but sometimes governments could extend their control over others. And these things are called covenants. And in a covenant, there's always two parties, and those two parties are going to be the vassal and the suzerain. The vassal is the guy who has to do what he's told, and the suzerain is the one who's in charge. But both sides have requirements. The suzerain, he agrees to stop killing the vassal, if he was killing him in the first place. But normally they go to war in order to make them be vassals. And secondly, they have to agree to protect their vassal, and in return, the vassal agrees to obey, and most of the time is going to be forced to pay some sort of tribute. Perhaps it's in goods, like wool, or perhaps it's in swearing allegiance and sending troops whenever the suzerain calls on them. Whatever the case may be. In this case, we have a set of four kings, Elam, a king of nations, a king of Shinar, and they're going to evidently be addressing the breaking of a covenant by a group of 5 kings, among whom is the king of Sodom, where Lot was living, Abraham's nephew. And they're going to come in and they're going to begin launching raids, which means that they're going to burn things down and they're going to steal things. And they're very mighty, so they're going to win all of their battles. They're going to sack Sodom, and they're going to take as hostages some of the people living there, including Lot, Abraham's nephew. Now, the scripture says that Abraham had 3 Amorite allies and does not enumerate how many troops they have. But Abraham has over 300 men with him, and they're going to go down and they're going to hit the coalition forces. Now, this is unexpected, but even so, it's a very powerful coalition and can be seen as God fighting on behalf of Abraham in this case. But a surprise attack like that would be very effective. When you're formed up for battle, it's going to cause people to run away. In ancient warfare, the vast majority of people who died because they were running away. And it says in the scriptures that the running away in this case, the flight is going to take 50 miles. Imagine running for your life from herders for 50 miles. Now, what kind of men are these that Abraham is commanding? Well, they're going to be his herdsmen. They're probably going to have slings, and they're probably going to have spears. Maybe or maybe not metal spearheads. They may just have sharp wooden spears. But either way, they're going to be effective, and they're going to chase them for 50 miles. And why is he allied with the Amorites? Well, back then, the herders are living in between the cities. And in order to maintain safety so the cities don't attack them, they ally together, so that if you mess with one of them, you mess with all of them. So it's a bad idea to mess with the herders. Now, the cities, by and large, if they're not busy being vassals of someone from Elam or from Mesopotamia, most of the time they'd be vassals of Egypt. And they would have to send tribute or do what they're told. And history is full of them not doing what they're told and breaking their covenants with Egypt, and then Egypt coming up and teaching them a good lesson, because Egypt almost always wins in that case. Well, I hope you were blessed and built up by my series on biblical history. If you like this sort of content, I would encourage you to bless me by liking and subscribing and hitting the notification button. If you like this sort of thing, I also have a book out called A Helpful Handbook of Hebrew History. It's available for WisePath Books and Amazon.com. Links in the description below.